Welcome to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. All roads lead to Greenville, North Carolina, home of the Little League Softball World Series. And today, all roads lead us to a first elimination game of the Central Region here in Whitestown. It is the state champs from Appleton, Wisconsin, against the state champs from St. Clair, Michigan. Our standings as of now: everyone's played at least one game. Handful of teams with one loss. They are all in the elimination bracket. This is the first of a handful of elimination games coming your way very soon. Monica Abbott, Matt Schumacher with you. And Monica, it's a little different when you're playing an elimination game now and your season is literally on the line.
Well, the good thing for both of these teams is that they've got the first game under their belt and their nerves should be rested. So now they can go out there and play with their heart on the sleeve and try to take their team to give another chance to play.
Well, Michigan certainly yesterday gave it all they had in a very tightly contested game against Kentucky. They are a team that played their state championship game just a few days ago to get into this field on Tuesday, and now have to play a tough Wisconsin team to stay in the field. This Wisconsin team, no stranger to the Central Region. Appleton, Wisconsin has sent a Little League program to the Central Region a number of times. However, they've only won one game in their history, trying to win the second today and stay alive in the Central Region.
Well, that's the great thing about softball, is it can be anyone's game. Wisconsin has a couple good hitters. We're looking for them to show their speed today, especially with Dylan Sitlap, who has quite a bit of speed off of the bench.
Lainey Wallace, the daughter of manager Tom Wallace, leads it off and will pitch today for Wisconsin against Mackenzie Stark. Big fan of the Detroit Lions. St. Clair located just outside of Detroit. And her first pitch misses high. In the air to left, and well defended out there by Nina Delore.
The catcher, Emma Erickson.
One down for Emma Erickson, daughter of former big leaguer Matt Erickson, coaching today for the Milwaukee Brewers. First pitch in about 7 minutes. So maybe he gets a chance to sneak a peek at his daughter's first at bat of this game.
I hope he does. Gets a chance to watch her at least take her first at bat of this elimination game. I'm sure Matt Erickson has given his daughter a lot of pointers.
Over to first, 2 down.
Third baseman, 45, Lily Soda.
Strike one to Lily Soda. One of the big boppers in this Wisconsin lineup that features a blend of speed and power. And she had perhaps the most well-struck ball of the tournament so far yesterday. How about this? On a couple of hops, found the fence in left center. Only home run of the region so far. It was an inside the Parker. And a highlight for this team from Appleton yesterday. This time, however, Soda goes down on strikes in a 1-2-3 first inning for Mackenzie Stark, cruising through her first 3 batters faced. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Just a week ago, these teams were crowned state champions, and as we mentioned, Michigan only just played their state championship game on Tuesday in front of a crowd of 300 to 400. Many of them did not know the young ladies on the field, according to their head coach, Michael Ginnep. But that's just the support that they have behind them from the St. Clair Little League community. And now Liliana Burnham, Cora Robbins, and Paisley Karras will try to get them on the board first here in the bottom of the inning.
They're going to have to get through Lainey Wallace from Wisconsin. Wallace likes to throw a lot of arm side. She has a good curveball and a changeup. She did have an injury earlier in the year in May, and so didn't pitch quite a bit, so has just barely come off of that. So in some ways, she's still very fresh because she is just coming off of that injury, just throwing for about a month now since that happened.
Michigan coming off a 3-1 loss to Kentucky in yesterday's opening round of the Central Region. Had their chances in that game against a very good Kentucky team that brings a lot of returners back from last year. A good leadoff walk drawn by Liliana Burnham.
Michigan played the runner-ups of Kentucky really, really well. A lot of opportunities offensively to score. They stayed neck and neck with Kentucky for the majority of the game. Just came up short in the end.
Cora Robbins looks at a ball. She was the starting pitcher yesterday for Michigan, and was instrumental in this team's run through district and state play. Runner goes, throw down is in time as the tag. There it is! Wow! Bang, bang, Erickson to De Bruin. And they get Liliana Burnham trying to steal second base.
Well, Emma Erickson catching this ball makes a throw right on the money. Check that out.
We might have a challenge here. That was awfully close. Looked maybe on that angle like Burnham may have gotten under the tag, and that is in fact what the challenge is going to be on the current safe call, rather out call at second base.
Yeah, I think the throw was right there. The tag was up on the hip, it looked like. So did her feet reach the base before the tag hit her in the hip?
Managers are allowed 2 unsuccessful challenges through the first 6 innings. And they will be given 1 additional challenge should we get to extras. But that is a really close call. Regardless, have to tip your cap to Erickson and De Bruin, because that was one heck of a play.
Yeah, an absolute excellent play. De Bruin got over there, caught the ball, put the tag down as quick as she could. And check out her front foot.
Remember, the call on the field is out. Is there enough here to overturn it?
No.
I'm not certain.
I'm not certain there's enough to overturn it either. I think just It's a really good play, just good softball all around. And to have enough to overturn it where it would be an obvious safe call, I just don't see that. But I'm also not an umpire.
Coaches so far in this Central region are 1 for 6 on challenges. Now, obviously, we haven't been here for all 6 of those challenges, but of the ones we have been here for, this is definitely the closest.
Definitely.
And so many of these games have been decided by just a couple of runs or less. Think about Wisconsin yesterday losing 3-2 to Iowa. And of course, Michigan, as we mentioned, a 3-1 loss to Kentucky. Every run matters. So this is a huge call here, potentially wiping a runner off second base in the first inning. This is a lengthy review here.
Well, it is important to get these calls right because, like you said, every run in this regional has been so important.
Full speed. Really good glove work by De Bruin and the snap throw from Erickson. One of the best defensive plays we've seen in the tournament thus far.
De Bruin was really over there, got to the bag, step, catch, tag.
And the call stands. Wisconsin celebrates a dandy of a play, and Erickson all smiles from behind home. Well, that would make Dad proud.
Definitely would make Dad proud. What a great throw and arm from Erickson behind the plate.
So it is a 2-2 count with one down and the bases clear for Cora Robbins. Flares it into left. It finds grass. One out single.
Third baseman, Paisley Harris.
Karras to short, bobbled, only play at second. They do get the lead runner as De Bruin gathers. 2 down.
Number 6, the pitcher, Mackenzie Stark.
And now Mackenzie Stark will come to the plate, try to help herself out with 2 outs and a runner on. In the air to right, and she does deliver with 2 down. Runner advancing to third on a ball that just trickled into the infield. And Michigan taking advantage on the base paths.
So Mackenzie Stark flares this into right field. Good piece of hitting going opposite field. Zoe Sewall does a good job keeping it in front. With a little miscommunication, all runners advance.
Well, in last night's game, Michigan had 4 base runners the entire game. So far today, all 4 who have come to the plate have reached in this inning. So already more aggressive offensively than we saw yesterday against Kentucky.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. I just think this Michigan team is coming out a little bit more on a mission. They realize, like, hey, we can compete. They had a really close game with the runner-up last year, and now they're all coming up swinging. It's a little bit better zone recognition.
Two to Brooklyn David. Up the middle. Could be a tough play at second base. Knorr to first. Not in time, and Kara scores from third. Infield single to drive in the first run of the game, and Michigan leads early.
So just a jam job from Brooklyn David, but the hustle down the line, pumping the arms to be able to beat out that play and play to run for Michigan.
Low ball one to Regan Stoltz. Still big opportunity here for Michigan with runners at the corners. Popped up foul. It will bounce off the screen. Regan Stoltz, also known as Riggs, plays hard, plays fast, is the backbone of the program behind the plate. Down in the count 1-2. Stoltz flares it. It's caught at short by De Bruin. So Wallace manages to strand two, allowing just one run on an infield RBI single by Brooklyn David. Well, this is the first of two elimination games today. Michigan and Wisconsin. The winner advances, will take on Ohio tomorrow at 10 a.m. The loser goes home. Later on tonight, Nebraska against Missouri, who played an unbelievable game late into the night against reigning champs Indiana last night. 9 innings. It ended at 11:37 p.m. How much juice is left in the tank for Missouri? We'll find out at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, we'll find out. And boy, was that such a good game. It'll be really interesting to see how Missouri's able to bounce back tonight.
For a while there, that was one of those games we weren't sure if it would ever end.
Yeah, it was such a good matchup, but both very competitive pitchers. Really good defensive play, especially in the outfield from both sides. Good base running.
Top two here, Paige Yang at the plate. By all accounts, the life of the party for this team from Appleton, Wisconsin. Goes down looking. Back-to-back Ks for Stark, one away in the second inning.
The shortstop, number 4, Ailey DeBruin.
And now one of the speedier athletes on the Wisconsin team. Ailey DeBruin swings to the first pitch. Up the middle, snared, and an easy toss to first for Stark, who has set down the first 5 batters she's faced. 2 gone.
Yeah, good defensive play by Mackenzie Stark right there. Ground ball up the middle, hit pretty hard, but I love how she drops into a knee as she fields it to stay behind the ball.
She has been ahead in counts early and often so far in this game. Is so here. 0-2 on Zoe Sewell.
And look at that pitch right there. What a beautiful changeup from Stark.
Working quickly. What a pitch. Nasty off speed for the 3rd strikeout of the game. 6 up and 6 down for Stark. Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The team from St. Clair is loose in the midst of an elimination game. How about that athleticism from Gnup, who leads it off here for the team from St. Clair. Layla Gnup, daughter of Michael, who is the manager for this team. Avenged a heartbreaking 10-0 run rule defeat in the state championship last year on Tuesday, beating the team that did that to them 1-0 to make it to the Central region.
Now, if that isn't a revenge story, I don't know what is. And definitely coming back and getting your rival and then making it all the way to the Central region, they have a lot to be proud of.
good pitch from Lainey Wallace, who's trying to bounce back after Michigan got after her a little bit in the first inning. Handful of singles, an RBI infield single.
Yeah, Michigan came out swinging. I like how aggressive they were, and just like that, Nina Delore aggressive on the first pitch, making something happen.
Another infield base knock for this team from Michigan.
So let's check out Nina Delore's swing right here. She swings hard and all the way through that in the 5-6 hole, but Lily Soda not able to get full coverage on that ground.
Michigan had just 4 hits yesterday in the 3-1 loss to Kentucky. They already have 4 through an inning and a third today. Strike 1 to J.C. David. Twin sister Brooklyn responsible for driving in the only run of the game to this point. Second strikeout of the inning for Wallace, 2 gone.
Well, Lainey Wallace seems to have settled in this inning with 2 strikeouts so far after giving up a handful of hits in the first. Doing a little bit of a better job locating her pitches.
One-0 to Hazel Snell. Ball gets away from Emma Erickson. Up to second base goes Delore. Snell over to the left side and handled by DeBruin. 1 left, no runs scored. We go to the third. 1-run lead for Michigan. Folks from Appleton, Wisconsin, located about 30 miles southwest of Green Bay, home of the Mile of Music Festival, and the childhood home of magician Harry Houdini. Also the home to a pretty competitive Little League softball program. They've been here a number of times before. seeking to stave off elimination today against Michigan, rather, as we start the top of the third. What a play!
Oh my goodness! Look at that! Mackenzie Stark with the diving catch. Well, you don't understand how hard this is as a pitcher, but she lays out to make the best catch of the day so far.
She is dialed in, has set down 7 in a row to start this game. Was the arm that they rode most of district and state tournament play, though she did not start yesterday. That was Cora Robbins, followed by a relief appearance by Brooklyn David. They saved Mackenzie Stark for day 2 of this tournament. It just so happens to be the elimination game. To Addie McMahon, and the first base runner is aboard today for Wisconsin. Well, you can find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use the hashtag LLWS. Bunt drop down in from third to make the play smoothly is Karras, and the runner McMahon will stay put at second base.
Just some more good defense from Michigan. Karras fielding the bunt, making the secure out at first base.
One to Brooklyn Mall. Game-tying run in scoring position. Drop third strike. Throw up to first in time. 4th K of the game for Mackenzie Stark, pitching around a 1-out walk. Well, we've shown you the elimination side of the bracket. Here is the winners bracket. Kentucky will play Illinois tomorrow at 4 Eastern. And we will also have Minnesota making their first appearance in the Central region since 2010 with an opportunity to advance to Monday. They'll have to get through reigning champs Indiana. Meanwhile, here, the winner advances to take on Ohio tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The loser goes home. Siplick swinging away, 0-2. Laney Wallace really settled in the second inning, allowed just the lone infield base hit while tallying her first 2 strikeouts of the game. Only run scored so far was in the first.
Yeah, Laney Wallace just has been settling in, just like you said, starting to attack the zone a little bit more, get a lot more foul balls and strikes earlier in the count as she's figured out this umpire zone.
Siplick right back to her. Line out to the rubber. First out of the third. And that will flip the lineup back over to the top with Liliana Burnham.
So just a line drive, but Wallace does a great job going down and getting that ball. I think sometimes we forget pitchers, after all that big pitching motion, the reaction time of being ready to field their position.
How did you work on that as an elite pitcher?
When I was younger, I struggled a little bit being ready. I do remember that, but I think the more you practice it, being up close, the better you get and the quicker your feet. I think it's a lot of footwork, bringing your back leg through from your pitch and then immediately being ready, because it's just a lot of reaction time and anticipation. So the faster my feet got, the better my fielding got as a pitcher. So a lot of ladders, little hurdles.
Well struck ball into center. That falls in for a base hit. Second time aboard here today for Liliana Burnham.
Shortstop, 11, Cora Robbins.
A really good piece of hitting by Liliana Burnham here, up the middle, but she gets great barrel on this ball, driving it into center field.
Passes the stick to Cora Robbins.
Now, one thing I've noticed about these balls hit into the outfield from Michigan is Wisconsin is playing their outfield pretty deep, but each outfielder is allowing the ball to stay in front of them.
Oh, how about that play at third? That's caught in the air. Lily Soda picked that one up just before it touched the dirt. And there was a little bit of confusion there about whether or not it was ruled an out immediately rather than having to throw at first base. But nonetheless, it's called an out on the line out. And there are 2 away with 2 excellent defensive plays so far in this inning. Mile-high pop-up at short to Bruin gloves. That'll do it for the third. We go to the fourth in a 1-run game. Can Wisconsin break through? Well, there's been some great pitching, Monica Abbott, in this regional so far, but Mackenzie Stark is dealing today.
Oh, absolutely. Well, she didn't start yesterday, and she really wanted to, because look how well she's throwing. That changeup is absolutely just filthy. So slow, falls off the table. Mackenzie Stark, 4 strikeouts already in just 3 innings pitched.
And only 33 pitches to do it all. Did that catch Wallace? It did. And she will get up to first. The only 2 base runners to reach today have been, rather that was Burling. And the only 2 base runners today to reach on Stark have been on a walk and a hit by pitch.
Yeah, so she turns around to bunt on this. I think there's a little bit of a question of an attempt on the bunt, even though the ball did end up hitting her.
And they're going to have her come back to the box, saying that she did offer.
Yeah, I think she did offer as well. This is a good call.
So 0-1 to Burling, offers again and fouls it off. Stark has been uber efficient, just a lone walk to Addie McMahon back in the 3rd. And now working on her 5th strikeout.
And Stark doing a good job coming back after getting a little bit lucky with that hit by pitch on the first pitch to Burling, but comes back with that drop ball on that outside corner. She's fired up, having a chance of redemption against Burling, and gets the K.
How do you break this up?
I mean,
Wisconsin.
If I'm Wisconsin, I do exactly what they're doing. I'm trying to lay down some bunts, get some movement going. Whenever a pitcher is rolling and has a good rhythm, I always think of the 3 ups, I think. Choke up, shorten up, and move up. So choke up on the bat, shorten up the swing, and move up in the box. And that can be up towards the pitcher or up towards home plate.
Weber goes down on strikes. 3 in a row for Stark.
So Stark is just rolling here.
41, the pitcher, Lainey Wallace.
She just has a really good rhythm. And when we talk about a pitcher's rhythm, we mean that dead time between the actual pitch thrown, getting the sign, and her motion beginning.
Lainey Wallace pops it up. Stark calls her own number and gloves. Has set down all but 1 batter she's faced through 4. Riding a 1-run lead here in the first elimination game in Whitestown. Well, earlier in this game, Michigan has shown aggressiveness at the plate, and they're finding holes in the outfield.
Yeah, a lot of balls are dropping in, but it's really Wisconsin playing smarter, not harder here. Outfielders are allowing the ball to just drop in front of them, playing very deep, and allowing Michigan only to score 1 run rather than playing in and potentially giving up a double or a triple running. So you can see their outfield, how deep they are on this field.
That one finds the outfield grass on the ground. Mackenzie Stark helping herself out, has a 2-for-2 start to this elimination game.
So Mackenzie Stark just shortens up her swing, takes it right back up the middle and on the ground. And with an outfield playing back so far, that is a huge adjustment that the Michigan team should be making, is start to hit the ball back up the middle and on the ground instead of allowing what could be a double or a triple over their head, allow to just fall in front of the outfielder's feet for a single.
That's up the middle into center, off the second base bag and off the bat of Brooklyn David. She is 2-for-2.
Back-to-back singles here, just balls back up the middle on the ground. This is good adjustments by the Michigan offense.
Regan Stoltz comes up with a bunt attempt. And she did offer at the second one there, so 0-2 now on Stoltz.
Yeah, good job by Lainey Wallace.
Forget the bunt. 3 straight singles up the middle. They send the runner from second. Stark scores under the tag. It's a 2-0 lead for Michigan.
And the hits are contagious. Regan Stoltz back up the middle, 3 back-to-back-to-back hits, all to center field, all up the middle, all line drives and ground balls. So great work by the Michigan offense, making some adjustments to their swings and plating a run.
Here is Layla Ginnop. Showed us her athleticism earlier today, going from her back to her feet without using hands.
Flexibility too, right? Athleticism, flexibility, strength, quick twitch, muscle?
Quick twitch, all of the above.
You were the track star, right? Like
track athlete. No star about it. But she does it on all fields. Competitive cheer, volleyball, softball, diamond.
Yeah, she definitely has some athleticism at the plate. She fights that one off foul.
Down to the count 0-2 here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Good eye. Laying off ball 1. Goes down swinging. Much needed strikeout for Wallace, her 3rd, and the first out of the 4th.
Number 3, Nina Delmore.
Delore smokes it into left, and coming in to make the play is Addie McMahon. Some well-struck balls in this inning for Michigan, yet they've only been able to plate one so far.
Yeah, really good piece of hitting by Nina Delore. She got all of that, but it's Addie McMahon out in left field that takes this line drive away, charging it and staying behind the ball with her eyes, be able to make that catch.
Mike Ginnup, the manager for Michigan, says this hitter, J.C. David, comes up with the clutch hit when you need it. Ball gets to the backstop, both runners advance. So she has 2 in scoring position here with 2 down and a 1-1 count in a 2-run game. And with the way their pitcher, Mackenzie Stark, has thrown it today, any more runs feels almost insurmountable. It's a huge at-bat here and a big opportunity for Lainey Wallace to keep Wisconsin within striking distance. Strike 2. Shoots it into right and will drive in 1. They will send another. It's a 2 RBI single for J.C. David.
Well, they said J.C. David's clutch with runners in scoring position, and that's just what she did. Even with 2 strikes, she sends the ball the opposite way here, allowing to not just plate 1 run, but 2. Legging that out at first base. And they sneak that second run in.
One out count to Snell. She lays off the upstairs pitch. Small but mighty is Snell. Our third base coach and manager, Mike Ginnup, said he's never seen her have a bad day on the diamond.
That's a player I'm sure he loves to have on his team. A lot of good days and a lot of fight.
Boy, some good eyes there from Snell. Draws a 2-out walk.
Right fielder, 34, Dylan Siplick.
Already 3 runs in the inning for Michigan. 2 have come with 2 outs. Can Dylan Siplick keep the rally going?
It looks like Lainey Wallace wants to talk to Emma Erickson. If I'm Erickson, I'm just wanting to remind her, hey, we have 2 outs. Go with the runner at first base. Go after the hitter.
Line down the right field line and fair. This will score at least 1. They wave in David. And first to third goes Snell. It's a 5-0 game for Michigan.
5, second baseman Liliana Burnham.
Back to the top of the order. Third time through for Burnham. Chopper to third. No force. And because of that slight move to the bag, Burnham's able to beat the throw.
So just a little miscue. So swinging first pitch, Burnham hits a hard ground ball to third base, but just a little bit of a miscue over there allows Burnham to beat out that throw.
Down the right field line, it chops. Will score a run off the bat of Cora Robbins. They will hold the runner behind her. This is a monster two-out rally for the team from St. Clair.
Number 10, third baseman Paisley.
And now the potential game-winning run comes to the plate here for Paisley Karras. Run rule territory, as the rule is up 10 after 4. She represents that 10th run. Michigan has officially hit through the order here in the 4th. So much of the damage has come with 2 outs. Scoring all but one of their runs in this game here in the 4th. 1-2 pitch. In the air to right center. Bruno is there to glove it and keep the run rule off the board. A 7-run lead for Michigan as we go to the 5th. Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Teams, 10 of them, traveling from all over the Midwest to get here to the Central Region headquarters in Whitestown, Indiana. Top 5 in our first elimination game as all roads point to Greenville, North Carolina, home to the Little League World Series. Can one of these teams get there out of the elimination bracket? Interestingly, the last 3 champions from the Central Region came out of the elimination bracket, including Indiana last year, who made it all the way to the championship game in Greenville. What a play defensively. Mackenzie Stark, she's been about as good as you can ask for, both throwing it and defending her position.
Yeah, another good defensive play where she goes to her knees. So agile in that quickness as the ball comes back to you. but she helps her stay low and has plenty of time to get up and make that throw.
Six strikeouts for Mackenzie Stark. The only base runner to reach for Michigan was Addie McMahon in the third on a walk. Two-one pitch. Soda checks, ball three. Lily Soda does have some pop in her bat. The lone home run in the tournament so far came from her yesterday. Draws the second walk of the game for Wisconsin.
First baseman, number 10, Paige Yang.
Ball one to Paige Yang. Third time through the order here for Mackenzie Stark. She's fallen behind the first two batters she's faced here in the fifth. Got ahead early and often throughout much of the rest of this game. Comes back with the strike.
Yeah, just a little. She had a long inning on offense. Maybe just take her a couple extra pitches to get going.
Strike two to Yang.
Sometimes that happens with pitchers and resetting their timing after a long inning, making sure their front foot gets down and they get a good release.
Yang crushes the 2-2, and that breaks up the no-hitter in the fifth. Can that start a little rally here for Wisconsin down 7? And 5 outs with which to work. So Bruin down the line. Snell dropped it in foul territory. Boy, looking right up into the sun as well. And was just re-entered back into the game in right field where she started.
Yeah, definitely just looking right into the sun. Kind of loses the ball a little bit.
They're going to challenge this.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely challenge that it was fair, that it was a fair ball.
I think clearly it was foul, however.
Yeah, it did look foul in real time. Sometimes when they're catching the ball on the run and it hits off the heel of their glove, it visually looks like it could be on the line. So
well, and if you're Tom Wallace, you really have nothing to lose here. Down 7, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, and you still, I mean, you don't get an award for keeping your challenges with you, so you might as well use them if there could be an opportunity to sway some momentum your way. Take a look at it again. Yeah, you can see her right foot crosses the foul line. her glove right above her right leg. I think it's definitely a foul ball.
And as you know, Monica, in the collegiate game, you cannot challenge to make a dead ball live. And
Right.
the call on the field here is foul, because then you get into the situation of where do you place the runners and what have you. I don't think it's going to matter in this situation because they do ultimately uphold the call. But had it been overturned, if that's even allowed, we don't know, because these umpires don't have communication to us. That could have been a problem. But nonetheless, we skirt past all of that, and it's 0-2. 2 on, 1 out. Could be a double play. Scoop to short in time, throw to first, not there, and there's runners at the corners with 2 down. And now Mike Ginnup's going to come out and chat with Mackenzie Stark. She is disappointed. She's coming out of the game. And then a big smile as she gets the ovation from the crowd who made the trip from St. Clair, Michigan. We will have a pitching change, and as that happens, we will step aside right back after this.
In the circle, 37, Brooklyn David. Now playing shortstop, 25, Liliana.
Excellent start today for Mackenzie Stark. She was fantastic, carried a no-hitter into the 5th, struck out 6, still hasn't allowed a run.
Yeah, she did absolutely phenomenal. She was on fire today. A diving catch, even some good defensive plays. Looking like a shortstop at the pitcher's mound there. She had 6 strikeouts. Obviously a little disappointing because she knows she gave up that hit, but I think this is a good move here to move to Brooklyn David and give Stark a little bit of rest, because they're going to need both Stark and Robbins if they continue to make a push through this elimination bracket tournament, this elimination bracket side of the tournament.
Brooklyn David came in to relieve last night for Michigan. Set down 3 in a row in her lone inning of relief.
Brooklyn David is the lone lefty.
Oh, that gets past the catcher. Now there's going to be a tag by Stoltz at home, and that ends the inning. Heady play by Stoltz behind home plate. Wow. Keeping Wisconsin off the board. Michigan carries a 7-run lead into the home half of the 5th. Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regional presented by Dick's Sporting Goods here on ESPN. They are now reviewing the play that we thought ended the top of the fifth and instead has been challenged by Tom Wallace. It was a play at the plate on a wild pitch. Stoltz came rushing back on a fortuitous bounce off the backstop, and it looks by that angle to me anyway, Monica Abbott, that the call is going to stand.
Yeah, it was a good, the bounce was definitely in her favor off the padding on the backstop. Stoltz making just an effort play there. I think this call will probably stand on the field. Remember, you have to have enough evidence to overturn the call.
And the call stands. So Michigan does carry the 7-0 lead into the bottom of the fifth with another chance for a run rule victory here. All they need is 3 to end this game and extend their season in the first elimination game of the tournament.
Or find your favorite gift online at shoplittleleague.org.
Well, this was on Tuesday. Michigan in a 0-0 game in the fifth played the lone run of the game to win the state championship against a team that knocked them out the year before at the 11U level by a score of 10-0 in 4 innings. Redemption for Mike Ginnup in his girls. And now today's a little bit of redemption too after a loss last night to Kentucky by a score of 3-1 in a game in which they had their chances. Today they've taken advantage of them.
Yeah, today they've definitely taken advantage of them. They've made some good contact all day, and they just look more comfortable at the plate, swinging aggressively at balls that they know they can hit. A lot of first pitch hit swings, and hitting's contagious. They were able to put up 6 runs. Looking, Mackenzie Stark will lead it off for Michigan with 2 hits on the day already, going for her 3rd.
Wallace, meanwhile, has been replaced in the circle by Maul. But after Michigan scored 6 of their 7 runs off Wallace in the 4th. Now this one's rolled to short, scooped by the Bruin. First out of the inning.
37, the pitcher, Brooklyn David.
David shoots it up the middle. Brooklyn David has a 3-for-3 afternoon.
The catcher, Regan
Brooklyn
Stoltz.
David, second contact up the middle, sending it right back where it came from. Gets herself a single.
Stoltz to 3rd. Soda over to first base. 2 outs as David moves into scoring position. Well, you can tune into an exciting summer of softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and much more. couple of the Little League teams representing their state this weekend here at the Central Region were just started within the last handful of years, and now already state champions just a couple of years into their existence. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with the publicity from the ESPN networks and the investment that Little League is putting into the softball, Little League softball, you know, more and more towns across America are wanting to have a Little League for their recreation, to give an opportunity for these girls to be state champs and potentially play for a championship.
Great example of that is the team from Kentucky, which beat Michigan last night 3-1. They've only been around out of Davis County Little League for 2 years, and they've twice reached the Central Region. Meanwhile, Layla Ginnup at the plate with a hitter's count, 2 down and a runner on. Trying to pass the bat to Nina Delore. Five of the 6 runs in the 4th were scored with 2 outs for Michigan. Can they do it again here and end the game in the 5th? 2-out walk. Might that start it for Ginnup? Potential game-winning run comes to the plate here in the form of Nina Delore, who was involved in the game-winning state championship run in Tuesday's Michigan State final. Bouncing ball to short. The Bruin gets away from Mall and up to home. Scoring is Brooklyn David. And now time is called after the second base bag was jarred off its position.
Yeah, the breakaway bag for safety on sliding.
So now the game-winning run is on base.
Yeah.
Monica.
Yes, it is.
This Michigan team has just applied so much pressure today offensively.
Yeah, they just look so much more comfortable at the plate, seeing the ball a little bit better. You know, they faced a really good pitcher versus Kentucky yesterday with Michaela Knight, or Curly Knight. So I think some of these hitters are probably happy they're not facing her and getting an opportunity to get their swings in today.
J.C. David started the 2-out rally in the 4th with a 2 RBI single. Can end it with 1 swing. David over to second base. Wallace on to first. That will do it for the 5th. And now Wisconsin down to their final 3 outs. Sewell, Knorr, and McMahon will all come to the plate for the team from Appleton. We are back, top 6. Michigan with an 8-0 lead. And Wisconsin down to their final 3 outs. If it does come to an end here for the team from Appleton, nothing to hang their heads about. Making back-to-back trips here with Tom Wallace as their manager. A number of these ladies were on the roster a season ago. Strike one to Zoe Sewell. Brooklyn David looking to close out another game here. Quickly ahead 0-2. One down with a strikeout. Well, Little League Softball Regionals continue with the debut of Little League Around the Bases, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Live coverage Sunday and Monday of every region from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Our good friend Michelle Smith will be in studio. Pretty cool to see that.
Absolutely.
Continuing to elevate the Little League experience.
Absolutely. Have a little show too. Wow, just incredible. And the one and only, the goat of all goats, Michelle Smith on the call doing it. The lefty, just like Brooklyn David out there.
You were a lefty too. Come on.
Yes, yes. Hey, as lefties, we got to stick together. There's not a lot of us out there.
By the way, not to completely change subjects, but I've never heard of cheeseburger pie. That just popped up as the favorite food for Brooklyn Noor. One hops it, snared at second base. Burnham pops, gets away from Brooklyn. Rather, Robbins at first. Well, that was a heck of a play by Burnham at second base, regardless of it not resulting in an out.
Yeah, what a play here. So just a ground ball kind of up the middle, but Burnham with a diving knee dive over there, turning around to make a throw. Just an absolute incredible play. Love to see the hustle and effort.
Two count here to Addie McMahon. Runner at first is Brooklyn Noor. Payoff. Oh, what a pitch. Brooklyn David, second strikeout.
Center fielder, 98, Luca Bruno.
Brooklyn David just completely composed. She's got her game face on. Showing very little emotion right now, but a lot of focus. Doing a good job hitting that outside corner for the lefty, the arm side.
1-1 to Luca Bruno. Goes after it upstairs, and now Brooklyn David is one strike away from sending Michigan on to the next round of this tournament. They will face Ohio tomorrow at 10 a.m. should they get the out. Just missed. And there it is. Brooklyn David comes in and does what she did last night, and that's get outs. Yeah. Michigan bounces back with an 8-0 win. Yeah, Brooklyn David, just an excellent job. 3 strikeouts in the appearance and the close for Michigan. Mackenzie Stark, the starter for today's game, an absolutely phenomenal job just rolling through today for Michigan. So, the first of 2 elimination games is in the books. We have our first matchup of Sunday. It will be Michigan and Ohio. Winner stays, loser goes home. Little border war between Michigan and Ohio. Meanwhile, later on tonight, Nebraska and Missouri. Winner stays, loser goes. Mackenzie Stark shined in this elimination game. For Monica Abbott and our entire crew, Matt Schumacher saying so long for now from the Central region. We'll be right back here in about 45 minutes with Missouri and Nebraska. It's coming up next on ESPN+.